Hello, I'm Samir Datar, and today I'll be speaking to you about something that affects everyone, everywhere, every single day: clean water and sanitation. Water, as the dictionary reads, a colorless, transparent, odorless liquid that forms the seas, lakes, rivers, and rain, and is the basis of fluids of living organisms. But it's so much more than that. An intangible part of our daily lives. From quenching our thirst to keeping us clean, water is everywhere. And I'm not exaggerating when I say water is something we absolutely cannot live without. Yet, due to a variety of factors, a whopping 2.2 billion people around the world lack access to clean and safe drinking water. It's estimated that by 2025, two-thirds of the world's population will be facing water shortages. In rural regions, water only comes at appointed hours, and only a few households get water daily, that too at unpredictable timings. In contrast, in the urban areas, almost all households have improved water sources. In India, especially in the rural areas, fetching water has been perceived as a woman's job for centuries. Women sometimes have to walk for miles on end just to reach the closest possible water source. But where did this problem even arise and what was it even caused by? First, let me recount an incident. Before COVID hit, something I enjoyed doing was going to the Pashan Lake for a walk in my free time. Here, I was able to listen to music and relax. However, nowadays I've absolutely started dreading this. Waste from many surrounding societies is dumped into the lake, and there has been an increasing flow of sewage water in the lake premises. The arising stench has made it impossible for visitors to stay for long. Additionally, the solid waste suffocates and chokes aquatic life in the lake, which has led to a drastic reduction in the lake's fish population. This waste has also caused oxygen depletion. Clean water distribution is directly influenced by water pollution, which is caused by a mix of human and natural factors and activities. Let's look at water pollution as a tree. Climate change is just one branch among many. Rising global temperatures are taking a toll on the water cycle by influencing when, where, and how much rain we get. This has led to devastating droughts and floods, and has also led to a lot of other problems such as ocean acidification. This phenomenon is also caused by increasing carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. A portion of the carbon dioxide produced by humans doesn't stay in the air, but instead dissolves in water. This has led to oceans becoming more acidic, which in turn harms marine life, as it causes shells and skeletons made out of calcium carbonate to dissolve. Another branch of the tree is human activities. Dumping of industrial wastes, which is full of toxic chemicals and pollutants, eventually flows into freshwater systems such as canals, lakes, rivers, and even into the seas, as the industries that produce them don't have proper waste management systems. Mining, the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and even urban development as a whole form leaves on these branches. The main thing we deduce from this is that the major cause of water pollution and the very root of the tree leads us back to the very beings this problem affects: humans. Unsafe water has drastic and severe implications on human health. According to the UNESCO 2021 Water Development Report, about 829,000 people die each year from diarrhea caused by unsafe drinking water, unsafe sanitation, and unsafe hand hygiene, out of which nearly 300,000 are children under the age of 5. This accounts for 5% of deaths in that age group. Another survey conducted by the World Health Organization stated that 80% of the world's diseases and 50% of the world's child deaths are related to poor drinking water quality. Thus, there must be a way in which we can battle this problem. But first, let's rewind a bit. 1948. NASCAR, the National Association for Stock Auto Racing, was founded at Daytona Beach, Florida. Bob Falkenberg won at Wimbledon, and communists seized power in Czechoslovakia as a part of the Cold War. But there was something else that happened, something that not many of us have even heard about. A bill was quietly passed by Congress in the United States that had certain instructions some factories were supposed to implement. This bill was regarding the Federal Water Pollution Control Act. Unfortunately, the act was not very well designed and as a result achieved little. A lot of you might think that this act was merely another failed attempt at solving a problem that we haven't solved even after almost 75 years. Well, you're not wrong, but let me tell you, this act was something that set the pace for change and paved the way for combating water pollution. This issue we're presented with is indeed intimidating, as it sometimes should be. The fact that it is intimidating just shows how much it affects not just you, me, or even our communities for that matter, but the whole world and every single living being. The first step in solving this problem, or any problem at all, is to acknowledge it. We must understand that our water resources are at great risk of extinction, and that saving them is no longer a choice but a responsibility. The change required to solve this problem is indeed worldwide, but starts right at home. Implementing the R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover, in our daily lives, and honing this skill over time keeps us a step above water extinction. Many everyday items are recyclable, and manufacturing using these items also helps combat pollution. We can also try and help by volunteering to clean up beaches or rivers. Many NGOs often have such cleaning sessions. A Pune-based NGO, Jivit Nadi, has been leading volunteers to clean up stretches of the Mutha River. Another NGO by the name of Jaladindi Pratishthan organizes a unique event of traveling from Alandi to Pandharpur by boats through the Indrayani River. People travel by boats and walk alongside the river, spreading awareness about pollution. An interesting fact: water shortage causes inadequate sanitation, a problem for 2.4 billion people, which can lead to diarrheal diseases, including cholera and typhoid fever, and other waterborne illnesses. This brings us to sanitation. If COVID has taught us anything, it's the need and importance of sanitation in our daily lives. Just like water, sanitation too is an integral part of our lives and something we cannot live healthily without. But for some reason, huge sections of the population seem to be unaware of this fact. According to the World Health Organization, over 1.7 billion people still don't have basic sanitation services, such as toilets, and out of these, 91 million people still defecate in the open. According to the World Bank, around 500 million women and girls globally lack adequate facilities for menstrual hygiene management. Poor sanitation can be caused by a variety of factors, like contaminated water and even lack of education. Children from a young age must be taught the basics of sanitation, irrespective of their background. Not only should this education include things which affect them every day, like frequent washing of hands, but also things such as proper disposal of waste. At homes, we must set an example for children and siblings by following and practicing proper sanitation. Educational settings often lack adequate physical environments and social support for managing menstrual sanitation, especially in low and middle income countries. However, progress has been made in recent years to bring attention to these challenges faced by school-going girls. In conclusion, we're all familiar with the phrase, "With great power does come great responsibility." It's a power and privilege for us to be living in this day and age where we are surrounded by resources we can exploit. But there's another side to this coin. The privilege of being alive means that we are responsible for what happens to this world and thus need to work together to save it. Thank you.